What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building, and we finally got the reveal of WWE 2K24. And spoiler alert, they did not come to disappoint. So let's take a look at the news we got today, and let's talk about it. Starting off with something we all pretty much expected when they started dropping those hints at us, and that is 40 years of WrestleMania, which they are coining 2K Showcase of the Immortals. Has a nice ring to it. For 40 years, WrestleMania has captivated millions of fans around the globe as WWE superstars became legends and spectacular moments. From slamming Andre the Giant to Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker putting on a match for the ages, the best match of all time, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. The grandest stage of them all has drawn earth-shattering, we already know all of this stuff. 40 years in the making, give me some details on the mode. Playing through the most iconic moments in WrestleMania as 2K's distinctive slingshot tech seamlessly morphs gameplay to live action footage. So it looks like we are doing the showcases of old, where they go from gameplay to live action footage and blend the two together. Is that my favorite way to do it? Not really, because I can't really experience it live with you guys because they'll copyright strike me. So I wish they had everything as in-game cinematics, but you know what? It is what it is. And back again for the most immersive WrestleMania video game experience to date. A host of unlockable content adds challenge and replay value to this historical experience. So I was hoping we got the Undertaker showcase, but the next best thing is the 40 years of WrestleMania, because not only will we get Undertaker content, but we'll get Stone Cold Steve Austin, we'll get The Rock, we'll get all of this stuff that happened throughout the years. Maybe we can beat the Undertaker streak with Brock Lesnar, something that never should have happened, but it would be a great experience to relive. Let's take a look at the next thing they want to highlight, and that is the iconic roster. WWE 2K24 boasts a star-studded roster featuring WWE legends including someone we just mentioned, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Andre the Giant, alongside WWE superstars including the Nightmare Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, John Cena. So it's going to have a updated roster, and we can get the legends back as well. Always the greatest way to go, and they point out here that it has ultra-realistic graphics, but as we see, it kind of looks like WWE 2K23, which had ultra-realistic graphics as well. So again, not much we can push forward in the graphics department as we are right now. The next thing they highlight in this article is the big one. New match types and improvements to existing match types. Players asked and WWE 2K24 delivers. That's all I want to see. With 4, not 1, 2, 3, 4 new chaotic match types. Special guest referee. That's something a lot of people have been asking for. Something we wanted to see in AEW Fight Forever. It didn't happen, but WWE 2K24 is making it happen. And this is going to be a match type you guys see on this channel a lot because we're going to have a lot of fun with it. The next match we have returning is the ambulance match. I remember the ambulance match Kane had with Shane McMahon. If we can recreate even a piece of the carnage they had in that match, this is going to be a really fun one. Next, it's not the buried alive match, but you know what? They got a lot of new match types in this game, so I am not mad at it. We have the casket match. All I really wanted to see in this game was the Undertaker stuff, and the casket match returning is really enough for me. I think that means we will see this in 40 years of WrestleMania, but how do we do that if Mark Henry is in AEW? I don't know. They make it work with Jake the Snake Roberts, so it's possible we may see Mark Henry in WWE 2K24. We'll have to stay tuned on that one. And last but not least, they have the Gauntlet match. Do y'all know what that means? That means we may be reliving Kofi Mania in 40 years to WrestleMania, and I can't wait to see that. But again, we don't got Bryan Danielson, so what are we going to do? In addition to the backstage brawl now featuring 4-player support, another huge plus. Something that should have been in 2K23, but it wasn't, but I'm glad it is now. And new interactive environmental elements, including a working elevator. That's kind of giving me Here Comes the Pain vibes, I don't know. Breakable control room glass and vending machine with throwable sodas. Sounds fun. This sounds like a lot of fun. I hope we get a lot of backstage areas and just not one specific backstage area. Just make it like maybe the parking lot and let us go in the arena as well, go in a few locker rooms. I don't think that's too much to ask. So hopefully we get to see that in there as well. While the Royal Rumble now offers support for 8 players online in 30 superstar matches, That's kind of scary. All of the familiar WWE 2K match types such as War Games, Extreme Rules, TLC, Submission, Hell in a Cell, and many more will also return. More details on each new match type will be shared soon. I really can't wait to see how they do the casket match, because if they play it safe, it may turn out to be very similar to the ambulance match, because in both matches, you really got to throw your opponent in something and close the door. So we'll see how the mini games and everything work with that, but either way, I'm just excited to see both matches back in the game. Now, another big part of this is going to be gameplay upgrades. WWE 2K24 features improvements to gameplay throughout. That's a big claim. Improvements to gameplay throughout, including super finishers. What is a super finisher? That can be a lot of different things. You could think like John Cena doing the attitude adjustment from the top rope. You can think like Seth Rollins, I don't know, doing a stomp from somewhere crazy. Maybe the opponent's outside of the ring, he jumps out of the ring and hits him with a stomp. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy ways you can go with that, but super finishers can be interesting, so I want to keep my eye on that. The Trading Blows minigame has been added. So y'all know what that is. Cena punches, boo. Randy Orton punches, yay. Boo, yay. That's going to be a good one. I wish they added like the lockup back at the beginning, but hey, one step at a time, right? Top rope dive onto a group of opponents outside of the ring. That's something we see every week on AEW and WWE TV. So to get in this wrestling game, I think is about time. Double title matches, that's very cool as well. New paybacks and much more. New weapon types, including trash cans. They didn't have trash cans in 2K23? Oh, interesting. Guitars, microphones, plus the ability to throw weapons. I think we've seen that somewhere else. Allow players to bring the pain. Also, 7 real WWE referees are featured to add to the immersive experience. So we don't have that same stock referee in the game anymore, or the one that looks like Angelo Dawkins. Looks like we will have real referees in WWE 2K24. And while it's not a major detail, it does add to the experience. Now we have My GM. This is a mode I did not really touch on too much, so I'm going to have to look back onto this one, as well as My Faction. A lot of people give My Faction a hard time, but in 2K24, I'm going to make a promise to y'all. We will do a video series where we check this thing out and see if it's worth it. Let's go ahead and move on to the mode that I look forward to most in these 2K games, and that is My Rise. In WWE 2K's unique career mode experience, 2 new storylines, Undisputed for the men and Unleashed for the women. That sounds a lot better than the lock, so I'm willing to see what we do here. Put players in control of custom-created superstars looking to make a name for themselves and cement their legacies in WWE history. Sounds like a pretty standard My Rise. You know, sounds like we're going to be going through the same thing, but let's see if they mention any other improvements. Featuring Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Mick Foley, and others performing My Rise voiceovers for the first time. So that's interesting. It sounds like they're taking it serious since they got these big names in here. Let's just hope the voice work is actually good this time. It's usually good in like the UFC games, but in wrestling games, for some reason, it always lacks behind. But they will be voice acting alongside other superstars and legends. Do we get the Undertaker voice here? 2K, let's get it going. Expanded rewards, which is always a good thing. Original My Rise characters, which I'm usually not too crazy on because they're usually just like generic calls. And unlockables carrying over into other game modes. And new environments. What do they mean, new environments? Are we going to be getting new backstage areas unlocked through My Rise? If they let my character go grocery shopping in My Rise and he gets attacked in the store, Stone Cold Steve Austin Booker T style, and then I unlock that grocery store to play as a backstage area in other modes, this will be the best WWE game of all time. I'll give it to him. We'll see if it happens. My Rise is more impactful on the overall WWE 2K experience than ever before. That sounds like they're going to require you to go through My Rise to unlock a lot of things in this game. I don't mind it because that's a mode that I love. I just really hope they cut the fat in there and make it flow a lot better. We'll see. Next up, we have what probably is the most popular mode in any of these WWE games, and that is the Universe mode. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, First impression is everything, and when they first introduced Universe Mode, it did not work well, so I jumped out and I never went back in there. This year, I'm going to make that difference because I see all of the positive stuff people say about Universe, and I really want to get in there, experience it, and see what all it has to offer. So this year it says, the ultimate WWE Universe sandbox that puts players in charge of superstar rosters, feuds, champions, weekly shows, and premium live events now features expanded rivalry actions, including run-ins, Money in the Bank cash-ins, ooh, that sounds good, scenarios, and brawls, as well as new cutscenes. That's something Just Brian on YouTube was mentioning a lot, saying they needed new cutscenes in Universe Mode, so I'm glad to see that they actually put emphasis that they added him in here. Special guest referee support, double title matches, and loser leaves town stipulation. That's one of my favorites. I love a good dusty finish, and I love a good loser leaves town stipulation. So I'm excited to try Universe Mode this year. I'm excited to try My Faction this year as well. This is going to be probably the most I ever put into a WWE 2K game because I've just been out of it for so long. I'm just hoping the gameplay mechanics are tighter than they were last year, and we'll see what we come up with. But we got to get to the Creation Suite, which I know is a big favorite of Strasser Tube Wrestling. So let's see what we're going to get this year. The crown jewel of the WWE 2K franchise, so they know it. And I think it definitely is. The best in class, for sure, most detailed and robust Creation Suite returns with all new support for Create a Referee. Create a Sign is cool, as well as new parts and animations to design custom superstars, GMs, arenas, entrances, movesets, championships, and so much more. So WWE 2K24 sounds very promising right now. I'm excited about these new match types. I'm excited to see what they do with My Rise. I'm excited to get in here and try out Universe Mode. I'm excited to try out My Faction, and I'm excited to see how much further they can take the Creation Suite, because right now, again, it is second to none, and if they're improving it this year, then that's an impressive feat, because I just don't know how much better it can get. But I'm excited about 2K24. I can't wait to jump into these new match types. I can't wait to see what they do with My Rise. I can't wait to finally try out Universe Mode again, and even My Faction. What do y'all think about all of this news? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and there's a lot here that we still haven't spoke about. So make sure you smash that subscribe button because I got 2 more videos coming behind this one. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.